now like to invite our another esteemed speaker, Dr. Abhishek Joshi. He's the chair of Ayurveda in Hindu University of Indonesia in Bali, Indonesia. So we all know Bali. It's a very famous touristic place as well. Dr. Abhishek Joshi has done his BAMS and MD in Ayurveda, and also he has done a PhD in Ayurveda. And since 2014, he has been the chair of Ayurveda in this Hindu University of Bali, Indonesia. He was born and raised in an Indian family, I think practicing Ayurveda. So I think he has a natural inclination towards it, has a keen interest in yoga and meditation. And in 2010, he became a yoga teacher in Art of Living Foundation. He has been teaching and I think attending several conferences and seminars on Ayurveda and yoga in different parts of the world. So we welcome Dr. Abhishek Joshi to share your views and your information. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your nice introduction, Dr. Nitin Agrawal ji. I'm very happy to be a part of this conference, having stalwarts of Ayurveda representing different fields of Ayurveda. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this conference. So I would like to begin this conference with the greeting, Namaste, Om Swasti Astu. Yes, both are Sanskrit notations, Sanskrit words, but the first one is very popular in the world and in India, and to the group at large, the Indian way of addressing people, Namaste. And the second one is, yes, Sanskrit, and that's how people in Bali, they greet each other, So this was one welcome was from my Janmabhumi, my Gnana Bhumi, where I learned Ayurveda, where I became a Vaidya of Ayurveda. And the second one, the Sanskrit one, Om Swasti Astu, which I think is the requirement of the time, is from my Karma Bhumi, Bali. Om Swasti Astu. The word meaning Swasti is like, wishing peace, wishing safety, wishing prosperity. So this is how Balinese people wish each other. And I really feel that this is the wish which is more required right now in this testing times of COVID. The world needs it more. Yes. And many of such Sanskrit words are very popular in this wonderful island of Bali. As Dr. Nitin already mentioned, that Bali is, yes, a very popular tourist destination, and it is so popular that sometimes people forget it's part of a huge country called as Indonesia, and people most of the time relate Bali as a country. But yes, Bali is a wonderful place with its ethics of living, and it is very deeply connected to its ancient roots in India. Yeah, like we talk of Vedas, we talk of Upanishads, we talk of Manu Dharma Shastra. This is all very popular in Bali. And even there is a healing system of medicine existing called as Ushadha Bali. Yeah, this word also is ringing some ears. Ushadha is a derivative from Aushadha, meaning medicine. So the whole system of healing, traditional system of healing in Bali is called as Aushadha or Ushadha Bali. Yeah. So the basic concept of Balinese living is all, woven around three hita karana, they tell. Yeah, the three hita karanas, again Sanskrit. Yeah, so this is more understood to the crowd I'm addressing today as well. Basically, these three principles are harmony with the God, because the creator of whole world is one power, and they believe in having that harmony with the God. Second harmony is harmony of the people around, living in harmony with them. But the third and very most important hita, what they consider is being in harmony with your nature, with your environment, which we have forgotten sometimes, and that is why we have to organize this whole webinar with the topic opportunities and challenges with COVID-19. Because we have lost that harmony with the nature. We have lost that touch somewhere with the mother nature, and this has created, I definitely think this has created this pandemic. So being in the roots, this living in harmony with nature, being in the roots of the Balinese system of living, it is very well incorporated in their regular life as well. That's why Bali is leading. If you consider the number of COVID patients or COVID deaths in Indonesia, Bali is a very bright, shining star. With just around 300 recorded infections in a population of around 5 million, and only 4 deaths reported so far, because the lifestyle is revolving around the concept of living in harmony with the environment. And I'm very proud to represent here a university wherein there's a chair of Ayurveda established in the Faculty of Health, and the chair is running since past more than 6.5 years. And we have done a lot of wonderful things in this university since past 5 years. When I have joined the university, we have actually been able to construct a hospital of Ayurveda, one of its kind in Southeast Asia. And when we are very proud to welcome people, with this very wonderful statue of Sri Dhanvantari, Deva Dhanvantari ji. I would like to share this picture with everyone over here. It's a very beautiful statue which welcomes everyone in the doors of our Ayurveda center in Bali. Yeah, so the devotion, devotion to the science, devotion to the natural ways of living is very much inbuilt in the system, in the DNA of the people living there. As I mentioned, it is affected in very much in its roots with India, not just Bali, but whole of Indonesia as such. Indonesia also has its own traditional system of medicine called as Jamu, and it is very popular. Like India has support to the system of Ayurveda, the Irish systems of medicine from Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. I'm very happy to tell that the President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, has also very much reverence for the holistic systems of medicine. And he was one of the first few leaders to openly tell that yes, the holistic herbal systems can help in curing. It is not backed by research, but he has told that it helps in improving the overall quality of life and may help somewhere in curing of this pandemic and take this pandemic out of take this world out of this pandemic. And Jamu is a very popular formulation in Indonesia, which is basically having ginger, turmeric, lots of honey. It's similar to our kashaya preparations. So this is widely being used in times of COVID nowadays. The sales of Jamu has gone up, like we have sales of Ayurveda products gone up. I heard in Delhi for a few short time, some respiratory immunity herbs of Ayurveda were very scarce because people were buying in panic, like they were buying other things. So this is happening in Indonesia as well. So Indonesia is a very rich, biodiverse nation as well. I'm very happy to tell that we have identified around 70 plus Ayurveda herbs in this archipelago of Indonesia. Yes, Ayurveda herbs, very easily available, abundance. And I'm very happy to tell the audience that even some of the herbs are exported to India for manufacture of medicines from Indonesia. So it's a bulk producer of herbs. So we identified these herbs, and I'm working with these herbs in our hospital of Ayurveda, which is named as Griya Sehat Ayurveda, a home of health in form of Ayurveda. That's what it means. So we are very happy to share the knowledge of Ayurveda through this initiatives of our hospital and the university. And the course of Ayurveda is running in the university, or a subject of Ayurveda is running in this university since past 9 years. Now, in these times of COVID, I would definitely think it as an opportunity for the whole Ayush sector, not just Ayurveda, but the whole Ayush sector. This is a huge, huge opportunity. And I'll tell you, this opportunity, the seeds were sown before 3 years in 2017, when the World Health Organization, it has changed its terminology from traditional and complementary medicine, and it has added the word integrative. That is what we need right now. We need to integrate different systems of medicine to give best possible healing to humanity. Yeah, so this CAM, yeah, complementary and alternative medicine, is now complementary, alternative, and integrative medicine. It is very important to integrate all the different systems existing in the world to help humanity. And there cannot be a better time than COVID, and there cannot be a better science than Ayurveda to fill this gap. I firmly believe that there is no better science than Ayurveda to fill this gap of integrative medicine, and I'm always sometimes skeptical about what is conventional and what is complementary, because the science of Ayurveda, which is existing since past more than 5,000 years, that should be more conventional than the modern medicine, which organized, which was formed before, say, 200 to 300 years. So I leave it up to the audience to decide what is more what is more alternative, and what is more conventional. Yeah, with a history of such a long period, or with a short history. So that is up to the audience to decide. But the word integrative has been already scheduled in the WHO guidelines. Integrative medicine. The world is looking up to this alternative systems of this other than the Western medicine healing systems to give a holistic health to the world at large. And yes, that's why I believe it's the right time to show the strength of Ayurveda to the world. Right time to provide the world with evidence-based medicine, and complement or integrate this science with the science of Western medicine. So this is indeed a right time to mainstream the Ayush systems, and to transform the Indian healthcare and world healthcare in its real dimensions. Because Ayurveda has always the concept of unity in disease and unity in cure. But the Western medicine is always with the reductionist approach. It approaches at the base level and cures that base and thinks that the whole body can be healed. But we know that Ayurveda has the concept of unity in disease, wherein if an organ is affected in one part, it doesn't mean that other organs are not affected. We have always this holistic acceptance of the system of medicines. And the holistic approach is there in cure as well, not just in understanding of the disease, but it is also adopted in the cure as well. That's why the diseases are basically understood in terms of doshas, the amsha, amshik, kalpanas, and then the treatment is given. So unity in disease and unity in the cure. The modern science is also coming towards that, I feel. First, before a few years, there was just psychology. Then the scientists came with the word psychoneurology. So they combined psychology and neurology, telling that there's a relation between these two sciences. Then later they combined it to endocrinology as well, psycho-neuro-endocrinology, and now it is psycho-neuro-endocrino-immunology. So they also understand very well the importance of this holistic healing, that the body functions as a whole. You cannot reduce it to the minutest particle, cell and a microorganism, and you cure that microorganism and the holistic healing will happen. The world is moving towards this holistic healing rather than this reductionist approach of this Western medicine. So it's the right time to make aware the people that yes, Ayurveda can give answers which are very much time tested. It is not something written in the books of Ayurveda, which is very recent. It is since ages, and it is very well time tested. Because we believe in the seed and soil therapy. This is a very newly coined term. When it comes to the cure of cancer, they have called it as the seed and soil hypothesis. I would like to quote it, and I would like to read what this seed and soil hypothesis tells. It tells that the metastatic tumor, I don't want to go wrong in the words, so I'm just reading it. The metastatic tumor cells will metastatize to a site where the local microenvironment is favorable, just like a seed will only grow if the land is fertile. And I relate this seed and soil hypothesis to our concept of Khawai Gunya. Whichever is the least immune part of the body, the microorganisms or the virus or the bacteria is going to attack that particular organ and create diseases. The concept of Khawai Gunya in Ayurveda. This is what is happening in COVID. If there is Khawai Gunya, like many people are affected in the whole world with COVID-19, but not everyone is having the grave signs and symptoms. 3% of the population in the world has or is more prone to the fatality. But everyone is in panic that I can be from that 3%. That's what is happening. But again, I will remind you, Khavai because this is basically spreading through eyes, nose, and mouth. If there is Khavai in these organs, the virus can easily lodge in these body parts and then create the grave forms of this corona or COVID-19 diseases. And Ayurveda, being an ancient science, it is already mentioned the Dinacharya, which deals with Gandusha, Kavala, Nasya, Akshitarpana, and Collyrium, the concept of Kajal, what we have, Sauviranjana. This is all mentioned in Ayurveda, which is aimed at curing this Khavai and these body parts. So if you have the strong immunity in these body parts, the virus may be lodged, but it cannot create grave signs and symptoms. It's the right time to realize that our science is really scientific and to implement it in practice, because until now the Western world has seen the side of Ayurveda which tells it more as a preventive system of medicine. I feel this is the right time where we can show the world that Ayurveda is definitely curative as well. The other side of Ayurveda can be more focused, more emphasized, and world can be made more aware of this curative aspects of Ayurveda, and it is becoming aware. The world is becoming more and more aware of what is happening in Ayurveda, what is happening with the herbs, like Gandusha, Kavala with licorice or neem or with salt, is proving very effective in this dry cough, which is a very grave sign, which is an indicative sign of COVID-19 disease. And I would like to tell your audience that even the licorice, the Glycyrrhiza glabra, the herb, it has the potent constituent of this herb, Yashtimadu, glycyrrhizin, is very effective, and it has been proved very effective than many other antiviral medicines in specifically SARS type of virus. So this is a big revelation. And this, unfortunately, this science was published by Chinese medicine, and we are lacking somewhere in our infrastructure, which has to be emphasized. I'll really, I'm happy with the present form of government under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has appointed an Ayurveda doctor, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, leading this fight and leading this whole concept of fight of Ayush systems of medicines against COVID. And Ayush is definitely playing a very proactive role in fighting COVID-19 in India, and the whole world at large, including doctors like me who are working abroad, look up to what is coming from India. Yes, we are doing our own bit of hard work in our own places, but we are all looking up to India to show us the leading way, to show us the leading path and guide the whole world how to work on this, and how to heal, how to work on the preventive aspects, how to work on the curative aspects of COVID-19. Also, some countries, many people talked about vaccinations and treatments to cure, which are not proved in the modern medicine. It's a well-known fact, because no one has designed any proper cure for COVID-19. So everyone is trying, and why not go with a science which is more time tested? And many countries, I'll give an example. Sweden has gone with the herd immunity. So they want the people to expose to this virus and create this herd immunity. There comes the role of Ojus. There comes the role of Vyadik Shamatva, which is not defined in any science other than Ayurveda. So we can work on these concepts of Ayurveda, and this will definitely help us to create a holistic approach in healing COVID-19. Because the world has created this word influenza in 1703, and it was coined by Dr. J. Hooger, from the Edinburgh University. But a very effective medicine, an effective vaccine. Yes, they are giving vaccines. People are taking vaccines of influenza, but a very effective vaccines for this virus cannot be designed, because there is a lot of mutation basically. And even there are researchers telling that even COVID-19 is already mutated into 30 different strains. So how many vaccines will you come up with? One single vaccine may not be a solution. I'm not a pessimist about this, the whole concept of vaccination, but the virus can mutate. So how many vaccines will we generate? So the only solution is increasing the Ojus, increasing the innate immunity of the human body, which is competent enough to fight with the virus or any sort of infection which comes in the human body. And Ayurveda is beautifully mentioned about these ways, like Nasya. Even Chinese scientists have declared, or they have suggested, having some nasal drops in the oil to protect the nasal tract, the nasal cavity, from getting infected with COVID. This is what the concept of Nasya is all about in Ayurveda. Application of ghee, 2 or 3 drops of ghee in both the nostrils, will create a biofilm on the nasal tract, which is very good, effective against any infection which enters the human body. So all these basic concepts of Ayurveda has to be presented to the world in which the world can understand. This is the biggest challenge what I feel is in front of the Ayurveda community at large. How can we package the whole system of Ayurveda in a way the world can accept it, the world can understand it? Yeah, because this concept is mentioned somewhere in Ayurveda. When we talk of Janapadodvamsa, it clearly mentions about the Dushta Vayu, Dushta Jhala, Dushta Kala, Dushta Desha, which is reason for a lot of diseases, and it influences the whole Janpad, the whole community. Yeah, and it spreads by Saha Sayyashanat, Saha Bhojanat, by eating together, by sleeping together. Yeah, Gatra Sansparshat. So these are all the signs and symptoms which Corona also presents. And this is how it spreads. That's why the motto of physical distancing is given by Sri Narendra Modi ji, not social distancing. I'm very much impressed by this word, physical distancing, not social distancing. If it was social distancing, we would not have able to hold this conference. So it is not social distancing. The right word can be physical distancing. So the world is waking up to these concepts of Ayurveda as well. So with these few words, I would like to end my talk in 10 minutes with a Shanti mantra from the Vedas, which I think is a very apt mantra to cure, this something unknown which has come, not to cure, but at least to pacify the mind. This Vedic mantra: Om Dyoho Shantihi Antariksha Shantihi Pruthavi Shantihi Apaha Shantihi Aushadaha Shantihi Vanaspatayah Shantihi Vishve Deva Shantihi Brahma Shantihi Sarvam Shantihi Shantireva Shantihi Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The sole aim of chanting this mantra is let there be peace in all the elements constituted in the nature. Let there be peace in the sky. Let there be peace in earth. Let there be peace in water. Let there be peace in all the herbs. Let there be more potent to cure the diseases which this unknown devil which has arose among this society, because the world is different right now. The post-COVID world may be more different. It may take a few months or few years for the whole world to come out of this. And I'm very happy to tell the audience that this chanting has also was echoed in the corridors of the White House. This Shanti mantra, prayers for the whole world at large. With this few words, I would like to end my talk. Dhanyavad to Vishwa Ayurveda Parishad. Dhanyavad to Professor Mahesh Vyas for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with the crowd, with the audience today. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek Joshi, for your energetic presentation. I think it is the effect of Bali on you, I think, which is making you so energetic. Maybe Vishwa Parishad should have an international conference in Bali at some point of time, yes.
I'll be very happy to welcome. I'll be very happy to welcome.
Yes, and yes, you were right. It is, of course, the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, that he appointed a Vaidya as the Secretary for Ayush, who has a vision to do something definitely for Ayurveda. And of course, once we have a lot of strong people with determination and vision, they can create a lot of things. I also have an information, likewise from Haryana, our Professor Baldev Dhimanji, who was a Vishwa Parishad member. he mentioned that Haryana was the first state in India to start clinical trials on Ayurveda medicines on COVID-19. And they started on 6th of April with very successful results, which he already mentioned before. So I just wanted to let our audience know